My name's Jim Trew. I brought a McElheney with me. This is Ray McElheney.
We are still around.
There are still a few of them around. We are here to answer any kind of questions you have regarding house locks, safes, whatever your concerns are regarding your house, to help secure you a little better. To any questions to start off with? Anybody got any questions to start with? Boy, that killed the room. Yes, sir.
What's the biggest deadbolt you can get for a home?
The beefiest deadbolt you can get for a house on the market is going to be this top one right here. As of right now, the medical deadbolt right here is a grade 1, drill-proof, bump-proof, pick-proof, 100% guaranteed key control lock. It is one of the beefiest things I've ever seen. The door will probably break before the deadbolt will.
What's the price on it?
This deadbolt starts at about $180 and works its way up from there. And the nice thing with it, like I said, it is drill-proof, bump-proof, pick-proof, and 100% guaranteed key control, which means basically through the face of the lock here, they have all kinds of hard steel ball bearings and roll pins through the face of it. So it's very, very difficult to drill it. I've had to do a few of them and they're not fun to do.
Don't lose your keys.
Yes, don't lose your keys. Don't get locked out. It's very difficult to bypass this lock. The bump proof is something that came about on the internet several years ago where somebody showed on their video camera, hey, I'm going to open up a lock with a key. And they went house to house and just started opening houses by taking a key, modifying it, taking a little hammer or a screwdriver, bumping on the key a few times, bang, the house opened up. They unlocked the door without the correct key. That hit the internet, and I hate to say it, but our sales went through the roof for these locks because they are bump proof. On a normal key, the cuts are just straight across, up and down. On these security keys, yes, they're straight across, up and down, but they're also on angles. So when you're trying to pick a lock on a normal house, normal lock, you're just trying to raise the tumblers up to the right height, get them all right, door opens up. On these, you have to raise them up to the correct height, but also rotate each individual tumbler to the correct position. Without doing that, you're not getting in this lock. Key control. Every key of these that we have has an individual serial number on it. If you get one of these locks, those keys will be registered to you, your house, your business, wherever it goes. We have these throughout the city on thousands and thousands of businesses, houses, you name it, we've got them. If you do these on your house, say you give your key to a babysitter, next door neighbor, maintenance guy, whatever, normal key, they can go out, get it duplicated, you never know the difference. Putting do not copy on a key means nothing anymore. I hate to say it. You can put a piece of tape over it, take it up to Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, whatever, they'll cut the key, no problem. We still respect the do not copy rule, okay? Even though there is no law saying I can't copy it for you, it's our business practice. We're going to respect it. We're going to figure out whose key it is. We're going to honor it. On these, they're patent protected. We have the keys. Nobody else in town has them. You can't go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, wherever, and get the keys made. They are registered through us to our customer when we sell them to our customer. When you get this system, you fill out a signature card, print your name, sign your name, address, phone number, all that fun stuff. You can give your keys out to whoever you want. They try and get a key back through us, they're not going to get it unless you are with them to sign off on them getting an extra key. There's no way around it, plain and simple. Unless, unfortunately, I hate to say it, if you die, which unfortunately it has happened to some of our customers, to where they inherit a house that has this stuff on it, they bought the house or a family member dies, in order to get a key, we're going to have you fill out a form, you're going to get it notarized, saying that you are now the proud owner of these keys. That is going to eliminate the old owner, and that's going to put you on the list in order to get the keys made. There's no other way around it. Nobody in town has these key blanks, you can't get them anywhere. Nobody's got the machines but us to cut these. It is one of the biggest, baddest deadbolts there is out on the market today. Did I answer that okay? I hope.
Yeah.
has something similar to this, a push button. Oh, they're roughly $200 and $225 right in that area, depending on the color. I mean, the color will change the difference a little bit, but on most of the hardware, we can work with you a little bit on it, especially on certain manufacturers. If we are installing it for you, or if you're installing it, I mean, we can actually work with you on the price a little bit. Usually, on the electronics like this, we would like to give about a 20% discount on these, just to help out, because the hard part is you go into Home Depot, they'll sell somewhat of the same thing. You'll look at them, you won't be able to tell the difference at them, but like I was telling, I forgot your name already, Tina earlier, you can go across the numbers on the labels, and all the numbers will be identical except for one number. That will change the part, one of the parts or two of the parts inside the lock. And the big box stores can buy those. We can't. They're a little lesser quality in the bolt work or maybe the mechanical workings inside of them. The nice thing with this electronic one is there's no extra drilling, there's no wiring to it. You plug it in and you go. You program it right from the keypad and you're done. You can add up to 19 different users into this particular lock. If you want to give everyone in your neighborhood a code, you can. You can add them, subtract them, whenever you want to. It has a key override to it just in case the batteries do go dead. You can still use your key to get into it. If you don't want the kids having a key, they lose the keys, give them a code. If you're concerned that they give if you're concerned of them giving the code out to a friend or a neighbor or a buddy or whoever, you can change the code like that. It basically eliminates us from the equation. You can do it all from your house.
What's on the keypad to stop it from like wearing off? Like if you push the same buttons all the time, you know what I mean?
It will take quite a while for that to happen.
And that encourages you to change the code.
That encourages you to change the code too. I mean, it's okay, I've had that code for quite a while, it's time to change it. But it doesn't tell them that the order of the code that you're using. Okay, there's a 4-digit code. Alright. Well, you've got 4 to the 4th power. So that is what? 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And the fun part with that is after you input the incorrect combination in 3 times, it shuts itself off. It turns itself off, so somebody just can't be sitting up there hitting random buttons, you hit the wrong code 3 times, it turns itself off for, I think, 3 minutes. And then it'll turn itself back on again. Yes, sir?
For that kind of lock, I'm assuming that it's a twist knob on the inside, so if you've got a door window, that's not going to be that.
Turn knob on the inside on this one, yes, sir. They don't make it with a keypad on both sides. They haven't come out with that one yet. This one is a thumb turn on the inside. And I have put a ton of those on people's houses that have kids or don't want to carry keys anymore, or they have a key for the front door, key for the back door, key for the garage door, key for their car, and they just don't want to carry keys, so we put those on, away we go.
The only bad part is you wouldn't want to put that on a door with glass.
Well, in my opinion, personal preference. I have, honestly, I've got my front door, I've got glass in it. I have a, what's called a single cylinder deadbolt on my house, key on one side, thumb turn on the other side. It's what you feel comfortable with putting on your house. If you're comfortable with putting a key on the inside and a key on the outside, go for it. I'll put anything on a house you want me to put on. It's just when you get to a business, you got some tricky issues there with the fire safety laws. But on a house, you can put 10 deadbolts on the door. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. My concern is with the key on the inside, if I have to get out of that house in an emergency, it catches on fire, I mean flood, locust, whatever it is, if I got to get to that house, that door, I got to remember where I put my keys. And if it's filled with smoke and I got to get out, then I'm in trouble. The other thing we've noticed is with keys on both sides of the lock, is 9 times out of 10 people will just leave it right in the door. Or they'll put it on a hook and hook it right up and next to the door. Right out of the lock and away you go. Break the window, reach in, there's your key. But it is a good point that, yes, with a key on the inside, if somebody does break in, they can't just flip it and walk right out. Or walk right in and then walk right out. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I'm gonna say that, probably 1,000 times tonight, so whatever you're comfortable with. If I know, I mean, I live right over off of Berdan and Sherbrooke, right over in that area, and we've seen a few break-ins here and there. My sister's house got broken into, who lives on Locksmith in Sherbrooke. She got broken into, they came in through and kicked the front door wide open, came right in. And the scary part about it is, she was pulling in the driveway, she came in the back door and the front door was swinging, wide open. They already had her TV unhooked, ready to go. She's got two 80-pound dogs. They didn't care. They came right in through the front door as she was coming in through the back door. And they ran out, thankfully. She had my 3-year-old niece with her. And that would not have been good. But it's whatever you're going to feel comfortable with. I am not going to sell you anything you don't want. If you want key on key, I'll sell you key on key. If you want key with a thumb turn, I'll sell you key with a thumb turn. I'm not here to make a sales pitch for anything. I'm here to answer any questions, just advise on different styles of locks, and go from there. So,
Strike plates.
strike plates. That's a big issue with a lot of people, is strike plates. Let me, yeah, over around here. Come on, Karen, you know this. But if anybody doesn't know Karen, Karen works with us too. No, it's not my show. All right, strike plates, depending on what kind of doors you have, what kind of frames. If you have windows next to your door frames and everything, it can get a little tricky. A lot of new houses constructed nowadays is you've got your door, you got a section of glass here, section of glass here. The problem is you only have about 1 inch thick piece of wood right here, maybe 1.5 inches. The hard part is putting a strike plate on that comes with 3-inch long screws. That gets a little tricky to where you end up having to drill back through here, measure out your screws, start them, bring them back out, cut them, put them back in, and hopefully don't go through the back side of the door.
Jim, can you show me that strike plate that you just picked up?
We've got several different styles, and this is just a drop in the bucket of what we carry. This one is center to center for the doorknob and the deadbolt. This one would be just for a deadbolt.
Boy, that thing is huge.
Show them over here. I thought you were going to be my Vanna White tonight. They make these anywhere from 3-inch all the way up to 25 inches long, depending on how long you want to go with it.
Wow.
And how much chiseling out you want to do with them, too. But the strike plate's only as good as what you can anchor into. Like I said, if you've got about 1 inch or so piece of wood back here, it will help. The strike plate will definitely help. The problem is there's not much to screw into because you're only going that far into the wood. Now, if you have no window next to the door where the door latches into and deadbolts into, sky's the limit. I don't care. You can run a 4-inch long screw back there and get into 3 2x4s if you want to. You're going to hold that frame sturdy. Then your other concern is your frame's going to hold. Will the deadbolt hold? Every deadbolt, every doorknob is not created equal. You've got every kind of manufacturer out there, from made in Thailand to made in China to made in Taiwan to made in the USA to made in Mexico to made in the USA, assembled in Mexico, and then shipped back to the US, which I can't figure that one out on how it's cheap to do that. But everything is relative to the manufacturers. All right, this is a standard quick set house lock you can pick up anywhere you want. Plain simple. I mean, we sell them. Lowe's, Home Depot. I'm not going to badmouth anybody that sells these. It's your standard residential, everyday, ordinary deadbolt. That I can probably go to almost every house around here. They'll probably have one on there. They average about $22, $23 somewhere in there. Okay. If you want a key on the other side, you can get these with a key on the other side if you have glass in your windows. Glass in your windows, that made sense. Glass in your doors or your frame next to them. The biggest thing is this is just a piece of pot metal. It's hollow on the inside. There's no real steel inside of here.